What's up, everybody? This is John with Translines Inc., and this is OTR Survival. Oh yeah, it's on. Let's go! If you are watching this show, that means you want to know how to become a professional. Oh shit! Like me. Oh hey, what's up? So if you're like me, you see these chains, and your first thought is, ah! Or not, whatever. Maybe it's me, whatever, that's fine. So, chains. I was initially gonna do a how-to on to put them on. There's literally hundreds of them on YouTube. All you have to do is type in how to put chains on a big rig, and there's like 100 of them. So, I wanted to talk more about chains versus how to put them on. You can find tons of videos. So let's talk about the chains. Let's talk about the actual chains. Do you really need them? How do you have to use them? And most importantly, tips and tricks on how to avoid them. So chains, yeah, you got to have them on your truck. I believe Colorado starts September the 1st and goes all the way till like the end of March. Long time to carry something you hope to never use. But regardless, we got to have them. So if you're going to have them, do you have to use them? If you're in a chain up area out west, absolutely. But there are ways to avoid that. If you plan ahead, you'll know whether the mountains that are up front are requiring chains. They put it out across, each state has their own website for roadside safety and what is happening, whether they're closed or chain laws in effect. Make sure you're checking the states. If it's snowing, or if there's mountains that you're gonna climb that might be dry at the bottom, but yet have snow up top in the higher elevations, make sure you check the chain law is not enforced. It may not look like there's anything here, but when you get to the top, it's gonna be snow covered. I actually made a video where there was a truck wreck all the way at the top from where they didn't bother to chain up. And let me tell you, that CSA score and that fine are not something you wanna pay. Make sure you follow the chain laws. Another thing, when you're getting your chains, make sure they're clean and ready to go. If they're obviously new in a bag, no problem. But if you've used them before, make sure they're good to go. The bag can be brown, that's fine, but just make sure that the links and everything are gonna be usable when you get in there. Now, if you're running out east, this isn't really a video for you, but if you're running out west, you're gonna need these. One of the most important things I could tell you is if you're gonna be running out west and you know that chains are probably gonna be something you're gonna come across, carry $100 cash with you. Why $100? Get 4 20s and 2 10s. Here's why. There are crews at a lot of the major mountains, like in Wyoming, there's Happy Jack, a very well-known mountain that throws chain law in quite a bit because it does get real bad up top and it may not look quite so bad at the bottom. So there are crews that will sit down here when chain law goes in force, and that's all they do is slap on chains. I assure you, they're gonna put them on more than likely better than you ever will because that's what they do. Now, it costs anywhere between $40 and $60 to have them install the chains, and you wanna give them a $10 tip. Why give them a $10 tip? Because you want them to remember you. Make sure you stand out in their mind. Shake their hand, do something ridiculous, but make sure that they remember you and your truck and that $10 tip. Because if you're gonna be running out west, chances are you're gonna come across this guy again. And keep in mind, there's a lot of truckers out there that are pulled off onto this shoulder trying to chain up, and they're calling the same guys you are. But if they remember you and they remember that you gave them a $10 tip, some of them are likely to bypass a couple of the others, get yours done, and then go back to where they were. Hey, sorry to interrupt. So in all my hasteness, and I was on such a flow, turns out I forgot to mention the other 30 bucks. Let's talk about that. Because I just left it at 60 and thought, well, they'll figure out the other 30 later. So the other 30 bucks is because when you get to the other side of the mountain, there's usually crews there as well that'll charge you 20 bucks to take the chains off and put them in the bags and back in your truck for you. The other 10, that's right, give them the tip so that they remember you for the next time. So yeah, feel free to go back to the video now, just because that's extra money in their pocket. So give them a $10 tip, make sure you stand out. That will help you more than anything. Make sure everything is there. Now, one of the last thing I want to really mention here is I was watching some of the videos about how to chain up your truck, and I noticed that quite a few of the videos don't bother to mention bungee cords. get yourself a spider bungee. All right, it's going to come on a round circle like this, and there's going to be 3 bungees that go out the top and 3 bungees that come down from the bottom. Those are to secure your chains. For some reason, I don't know why folks aren't doing this when they're mentioning these videos. It's really important. That tension all the way around, nice and even on the outside, is going to keep those chains secure. Because if not, what happens is those chains, as you're running, they will start to loosen up. Now keep in mind, you're going to have truckers with chains on that are going to fly by you at like 30 miles an hour. That's great. That's the guy that's going to bust his chains. Don't do that. At 15 miles an hour, you're good to go. Let it be. It's not that long. You're going to go down a hill, take them off, and you'll get going again. There's no reason to cause danger to your truck or somebody else's car or their truck. That's just going to put you behind. You're going to now have CSA points, and you're going to have an insurance issue, and your company's probably going to be pretty pissed. So remember, carry that money with you. That's really going to be an ass saver. You know, putting chains on when it's nice out like this is not a big deal, but when it's negative degrees out, it's pouring snow, and your hands are numb, it's a whole different ball game. Be safe, have fun, and thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm out.